Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Sharani, the Cultural Coordinator of Tagore Society of Houston. And with me, I have Mandakini, the Secretary of Tagore Society of Houston. First of all, a big thanks to all of you for joining us on this beautiful day to celebrate this auspicious occasion, our first anniversary of Tagore Grove. As we all know, Tagore's work spanning poetry, essays, and many other forms of literature reflect his universalistic worldview. And his vision of universalism continues to inspire the generations worldwide. It keeps on reminding us the profound interconnectedness of all beings, and it inspires us to embrace the global cultural heritage transcending any boundaries like nationality, religion, race. So on that same note, a quote from the treasure trove of the Nobel laureate's boundless wisdom that resonates, as per me, the most with today is, beyond self-confines you will stride out wide, within one's heart the world will confide. In Bengali, আপন হতে বাহির হয়ে বাইরে দাঁড়া, বুকের মাঝে বিশ্ব লোকের পাবি সারা.
So throughout today's event, we will hear more thoughts on Tagore and his work from various dignitaries who are present here today. And also we have a short cultural performance by our very talented singers and musicians. But that's not all. We also have arranged a guided tour of the Grove today and would like to encourage everyone to take part in that. Now, to embark on the celebration, we will be starting with Shraddhanjali, and I would like to invite our guest of honor, our CGI, Sir, Dhruvoda and Gopinduda and others to come here and to start the event.
I would like to invite the President of Tagore Society of Houston, Dhruvoda, to come on stage here and share his thoughts on today's event and also share the vision and vision of TSH. Dhruvoda, please.
Thank you, Sharani. Thank you, Mandakini. Hello, everyone. I'd like to extend, on behalf of Tagore Society of Houston, a warm welcome to the respected Consul General of India, Mr. D.C. Manjunath, Texas State Representative Dr. Suleiman Lalani, valuable patrons, volunteers, and all well-wishers of Tagore Society to the first anniversary of the Tagore Grove Memorial. Just about a year ago, on February 25th, 2023, we inaugurated this Tagore Grove Memorial to pay homage to the brilliance and genius of Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore and set it up as a permanent shrine to spread this message of universalism and a borderless world. Also, we wanted to commemorate, for those who don't know yet, Tagore's inspiring visit to Houston in 1921, almost 103 years ago, to raise money for Viswa Bharati, the world's university. For TSH, the Tagore Grove Memorial was a significant step in fulfilling its goal to provide a unique place for people to introspect peacefully and get exposed to the universal messages of Gurudev Tagore that transcend religious and cultural boundaries. As you will see shortly, this is an open-air museum, walking museum, with displays of Tagore's thoughts and aspects of his brilliant life. This museum has been designed in such a way It has an inner space where visitors will only see eternal quotes and poems of Tagore, and an outer space where visitors will see aspects of his life and achievements representing the inner and outer Tagore. This memorial would not have been possible without the tremendous financial support, valuable guidance, and constant encouragement we received from our members, sponsors, advisors like Tapan, if you are here, architects Al, if you are here, builder Shaya, and decorator Sneha. And finally, a special thanks to the Harris County Parks for accepting us as a reliable partner in using this park. In passing, I'm glad to report the memorial in its short lifespan of a year has been visited by many people who have taken back memories which they have shared in photos, videos, and audios on social media. Besides today being the memorial's anniversary, it gives me immense pleasure to announce that this is the 50th year of the Tagore Society of Houston. As one of the oldest Indian organization in Houston, established in 1974, its primary and only mission has been to spread Tagore's humanistic philosophy and universal messages. TSH executes its mission through various activities and initiatives, such as scholarships at local universities, high school essay contests, annual Tagore talks, convening of different youth-oriented activities, joint programs with other cultural organizations, organized singing of Tagore songs at events, live and virtual concerts by eminent Tagore singers and musicians, holding of Tagore anniversaries, general community outreach events such as annual picnics, etc. Occasionally, TSH undertakes major initiatives beyond the community events. In 2006, Tagore Society organized a two-day energy conference at the Hilton George R. Brown Convention Center. It was attended by almost all oil majors and several alternative energy companies. Also in 2006, it sponsored the North American Bengali Conference at the same venue in Hilton Convention Center, which was attended by over 3,000 people from all over the US. In 2011, it organized a year-long citywide celebration to commemorate the 150th birth anniversary of Tagore. In 2013, it completed the first phase of this Tagore Grove at this park by erecting the full-size statue of Tagore. In 2020, it initiated the second phase of this park to upgrade and convert the grove into a free open-air memorial that you see behind me. We have planned for. Thank you. Now, I would like to welcome Consul General Mr. D.C. Manjunath to say a few words.
Very good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure and honor to join today's gathering on the occasion of the first anniversary of inauguration of Rabindranath Tagore Grove Memorial here in Houston. Most of the facts, will be a repetition of what the President just mentioned. Nevertheless, this memorial stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of a visionary poet, philosopher, and Nobel laureate whose contributions continue to inspire generations around the world. I'm happy to note that the memorial was unveiled last year, the same day, February. And February was, of course, chosen because in 1921, Tagore was here to raise funds for Santiniketan. And I was just talking to Patada also, how much money it would have meant in today's terms, how much that time he was able to raise a huge amount of money for the cause of Santiniketan. During his time here, Tagore embarked on a journey to raise funds for Viswa Bharati in Santiniketan, a noble endeavor that underscored his commitment to education, culture, and pursuit of knowledge. Tagore's visit to Houston not only left an indelible mark on our city's cultural history, but also served as a beacon of inspiration for future generations. His message and his words, we see all around this grove inscribed. His message of universalism, harmony, and cultural exchange resonates deeply with the ethos of our diverse community, reminding us of the importance of mutual respect and understanding in today's interconnected world. Each one of us here will have unique impressions of Gurudev and about his works. Yesterday, I was in the Indian Film Festival, Houston, watching the movie Kabuliwala. A simple story, beautifully portraying the love, the father and daughter love, and it was beautifully visualized by Suman Ghosh, with his own touch. That's one Kabuliwala. Although two more movies had earlier come, it was a delight to watch yesterday, and the emotion and the message which Tagore had intended to give, and beyond that, we also the creativity of. That's what he continues to inspire people's minds. So it was a delight to watch the Kabuliwala movie yesterday. That's my recent experience, yesterday's experience. And of course, his perhaps the most famous poem in Gitanjali, for which he was bestowed with the Nobel Prize. That poem was set in 20th century, which reflects the political and social struggles of India during the British rule. Gurudev envisions a nation where intellectual freedom, unity, and pursuit of knowledge are valued. Let me recite those words just because for us to again see the beauty and the simplicity of the words and the message which it gives. Here I recite those: where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where the knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of the dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into the heaven of freedom, my father led my country away. These were the beautiful words. The message is, I think, eternally relevant even if the time passes. As we reflect on Tagore's profound legacy, let us also reaffirm our commitment to upholding the values he espoused: tolerance, compassion, and the pursuit of truth. In a world often beset by division and discord, Tagore's teachings serve as a guiding light, reminding us of the inherent dignity and the worth of every individual. This memorial here in Houston stands not only as a physical monument but also as a symbol of our shared humanity and aspirations. It serves as a place of reflection, contemplation, and inspiration, inviting all who visit to pause and ponder the timeless wisdom of one of India's greatest luminaries. May his legacy continue to illuminate the path forward, inspiring us to strive for a world of peace, justice, and harmony for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite the Texas State Representative, Dr. Suleiman Lalani, to come to the stage here and say a few words.
Thank you. First of all, good morning, and thank you for inviting me here. We've been traveled this road so many times, but this is the first time I'm here. So I'm really honored that you have invited me. Today we are celebrating the legacy, as we heard about in 1921, when he delivered a historic speech at the Rice University Stadium. He spoke so eloquently about the importance of education, culture, and the pursuit of knowledge as the pathways to enlightenment and understanding. He emphasized the transformative power of education in shaping individuals and societies. He spoke passionately about the need for education to cultivate not only intellectual growth, but also the moral and spiritual development. For him, true education was about nurturing the whole person and instilling the sense of responsibility towards others and to the world around us. As he is quoted saying, "Let us unite, not in spite of our differences, but through them. For differences will never wiped away, and life would be so much poorer without them. Let all human races keep their own personalities and yet come together. Not in the uniformity that is dead, but in the unity that is living." We can create that living unity by integrating his teachings in our engagement, in our daily engagement, in our civic engagement. We can embrace the diversity and inclusivity. We can begin by fostering an environment that respects and values contribution of individuals from all backgrounds, all cultures and belief. We can encourage the dialogue and collaboration among diverse communities and respect unique perspectives and experiences that each person brings to the table. By integrating the teachings of Gurudev in our daily lives, we can build more inclusive, just, compassionate communities that reflects the values of peace, unity, and dignity. And in closing, as I just read, we come nearest to the great. We come nearest to the great when we are great in humility. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lamini. Now I would request Debalina Banerjee, a fellow Tagorean and also an integral part of our TSH, to come on stage and share her thoughts.
Good morning, and thank you to all the speakers who have spoken before me. Tagore is a very difficult topic to start with because he's so vast. He embraces all of us in various ways. We talk about justice, we talk about compassion, we talk about love, we talk about hope. He's always there with us. I'll share a few details about who Tagore was and his journeys to America, and especially his journey in Houston. So Rabindranath Tagore came to America 5 times. One was in 1912-13, one was 1916-17, 1920-21, 1929, and the last visit was 1930. So the 17 months that he spent during these 5 different stays was the longest aggregate of time that he passed in any country outside India, with the sole exception of England. So you can see he was a very modern man. He wanted to come and visit a country which was laid on modern thoughts. And this was what we find in Tagore. He is ever present, ever young, and ever relevant. And that's because he was traditional in his thoughts, but modern in his applications. When he went to Japan once, he had told the Japanese people that you don't have to be modern by aping the West. You just have to improve your thoughts in a modern way and reapply them again. And that's what Tagore is. And that's what we have to imbibe. It's not about holding on to your traditions, but using your traditions in a very modern society. His third journey in 1920-21 was a very different one compared to the first two. He had just given up his knighthood, and the post-World War I America had a very different view of the mystic Rabindranath Tagore. And just when he arrived, the general elections had taken place, and Wilson was not there anymore. So the thoughts had changed. Before the elections, it was high thinking, plain living. After the elections, it was high living and plain thinking. So in that realm, Tagore came over to US. After traveling extensively in Europe, Tagore landed in New York on October 1920 after a week-long boat ride across the Atlantic. And mind you, he was here on a mission to establish Santiniketan. So in this boat ride, he was asked by people, fellow travelers, to give a lecture. And he did not even stop thinking that it's a boat, shall I lecture here? He was thinking, if I lecture, I might raise a couple of $100. And that was the spirit, Tagore as you could say a businessman or he was so modern, he could just for the thought of raising funds for Santiniketan, he could give a few lectures in the boat itself, and he did that. This trip, his subject was the meeting of East and West, and that was the crux of Viswa Bharati, and he was campaigning for Santiniketan and Viswa Bharati. He was on a speaking tour in US organized by the Lyceum Bureau. So in 1921, he was on a speaking tour, not just hopping here and there, but he had arranged speaking tour by a bureau. So you can see how far advanced he was. 100 years back, he had a speaking tour in a completely foreign country. Although wary of the reception to Tagore, at that time, this was 1921, his organizers felt that the poet's charisma will win over the Americans and make his trip a success. And he started his tour. Tagore embarked on a trip to South from Chicago on February 9, 1921, with a plan to visit Oklahoma, Dallas, Houston, Waco, Fort Worth, Denton, Georgetown, and Shreveport. All this in 12 days. His talk in Houston was hosted by the Theosophical Society of Houston at the City Hall and was attended by 7,000 people. The event, without immigrants here, 7,000 original people from here, had all flocked to see this man robed in gowns and almost a mystic. I'll share some thoughts of that. The event was free to the public, but the organization donated $500 in 1921 to Tagore's Santiniketan. Viswa Bharati was an ideology that Tagore gave form to, and unto death in 1941, he was nurturing and nourishing it and presenting it to the world. Through the establishment of Viswa Bharati, we get a glimpse of Tagore that would otherwise be not possible.
Thank you, Mandakini, and thank you all the Tagore Society members and all the dignitaries for coming today, the beautiful day to celebrate the great genius. My name is Shumita Basu, and my topic is Tagore's humanism and universalism. কে লইবে মোর কার্য কহে সন্ধ্যারবি শুনিয়া জগৎ রহে নিরুত্তর ছবি মাটির প্রদীপ ছিল সে কহিল স্বামী আমার যেটুকু সাধ্য করিব তা আমি This name of this poem is Kartabya Grohan, means the acceptance of duty. A book from Konika. Who is going to take my duty? Asked the setting sun. The whole world remains in silence. The small clay lamp only replies with humility. Oh my Lord, I will do whatever little I can do in my own way. On behalf of Tagore Society of Houston, we are extremely humbled to install this full statue of Rabindranath Tagore in 2013, as the current president, Dhruv Boshak, already said, and later, a decade later, years of all time, yesterday, today, to understand him. In 1861, place was Calcutta, the eastern part of India, state of Bengal, and that time Calcutta was the capital city of British India, the birthplace of 19th century Bengali Renaissance. At Jorashakor, in the elite Thakur household, where Rabindranath was born, was a family consisted of social, cultural, and spiritual reformers, writers, you just name it. Rabindranath started his creative career at a very early age and continued to do so until his death in 1941. He was 80. Tagore truly believed and practiced universalism and humanism throughout his life, and which are expressed beautifully in his works and creativity. We can give thousands of examples, but let me focus only on education and his thoughts on not nationalism, but people, where mind is without fear. There are two lines I want to remind, or I want to, as a global ambassador of education, deserves further elaboration. In 1901, he established the experimental outdoor school in Santiniketan, where the students can taught in open air settings just like this one, and inspired by ancient traditional Indian hermitage schools. He firmly believed every individual should have the opportunity to bloom to his or her fullest potential. In his own words, don't limit a child to your own learning, for he was born in another time. Later in 1921, Tagore established Viswa Bharati, an international university, where mission is, or the motto of Viswa Bharati, where the world makes a home in a single nest. He said, this fine institution acknowledges India's obligation to offer to others the hospitality of the best culture. Through education, through his institution, Tagore wanted to welcome the entire world and all world citizens to his Santiniketan, the abode of peace.
Another fellow Tagorean, our favorite Bangladesh Association representative, Zulfikar Khalid Khan, to come up on stage and say a few words.
Honorable Consul General India in Houston, Mr. Nath, President, Tagore Society of Houston, Dr. Lalani, State Representative, State of Texas, and all distinguished guests. On behalf of Bangladesh community, we have about 30,000 people lives around this city of Houston and Houston. We have such a good relationship with our Indian community, mainly Tagore Society, mainly Durga Bari. As a matter of fact, I'm one of the person who, over the years, attest with them, even the groundbreaking. So we're so proud of you. And you can see myself as a singer also, and my wife, and Ravi Thakur, and she wrote national anthem for many, many countries, and Bangladesh is one of them. So let's continue this journey, and I'm part of, like Shani said, one of the Tagorean. Ekushi TV, Mr. Nath, you probably heard, one of the best TV in Bangladesh, Dr. Okil Poddar. I brought him here, and we did the video, and we broadcast to 125 different countries, and I get so many calls. And Shojita and Omid, they were here, and Gopalada. Thank you so much for doing this project. And like she said, Jyotitor Dakshunikyo na ashe, ekla cholore. We're with you and we'll be with you. And this is it. We're proud of our Ruby Thakur, our you already said that about him. So let's continue his work so we can carry on. And we would like to have this to worldwide so people can copy us and remember him. So thank you so much, everyone, for inviting us. And let's have a beautiful day. And thank you, Mr. Nath, for coming over here. And we'll see you next year again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So we are going to start our cultural program of the day. However, would also like to remind all of you that just after the cultural program, we will have our guided tour. So please take in part.
Now we will hear a few melodious Tagore songs which are themed after a few foundational concepts of his ideology, like his love for universalism. We heard a lot about that in today's all the speeches, and his deep thoughts on spiritualism, also his encouraging perseverance and resilience in the face of adversity. Thus, I would request all the performers to come up on stage, and I would also request our beloved Kamal Priya Di, Kamal Priya Roy start our musical journey.
আজি শুভ দিনে পিতার ভবনে অমৃত সদনে চলো যাই, চলো 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 ভাই, চলো 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 ভাই। আজি শুভ দিনে পিতার ভবনে অমৃত সদনে চলো যাই। না জানি শেখা কত সুখ মিলিয়ে আনন্দের নিকেতনে, না জানি শেখা কত সুখ মিলিয়ে আনন্দের নিকেতনে। চলো 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 যাই, চলো 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 যাই। আজি শুভ দিনে পিতার ভবনে অমৃত সদনে চলো যাই। মহোৎসবে বিধুবন মাতিল কি আনন্দ উদলিল, মহোৎসবে বিধুবন মাতিল কি আনন্দ উদলিল। চলো 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 ভাই, চলো 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 ভাই। আজি শুভ দিনে পিতার ভবনে অমৃত সদনে চলো যাই। দেবলোকে উঠিয়াছে জয়গান, সবে একগান। দেবলোকে উঠিয়াছে জয়গান, সবে একগান। বলো সবে জয় জয়, বলো সবে জয় জয়। আজি শুভ দিনে পিতার ভবনে অমৃত সদনে চলো যাই, চলো 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 ভাই, চলো 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 ভাই। আজি শুভ দিনে পিতার ভবনে অমৃত সদনে চলো যাই। কালের উৎসবতে উৎসারিত আলো, সেই তো তোমার আলো। সকল দ্বন্দ্ব বিরোধ মাঝে জাগ্রত যে ভালো, সেই তো তোমার ভালো। অন্ধকারের উৎসবতে উৎসারিত আলো, সেই তো তোমার আলো। সকল দ্বন্দ্ব বিরোধ মাঝে জাগ্রত যে ভালো, সেই তো তোমার ভালো। পথের ধুলায় বক্ষ পেতে রয়েছে যেই দেহ, সেই তো তোমার দেহ। পথের ধুলায় বক্ষ পেতে রয়েছে যেই দেহ, সেই তো তোমার দেহ। সমর খাতে অমর করে রুদ্র নিঠুর স্নেহ, সেই তো তোমার স্নেহ। অন্ধকারের উৎসবে উৎসারিত আলো, সেই তো তোমার আলো। সকল দ্বন্দ্ব বিরোধ মাঝে জাগ্রত যে ভালো, সেই তো তোমার ভালো। সকালে বাকি রবে অবিশ্ব যেই দান, সেই তো তোমার দান। মৃত্যু আপন পাত্রে ভরিব যে দুই প্রাণ, সেই তো তোমার প্রাণ। সকালে বাকি রবে অদৃশ্য যেই দান, সেই তো তোমার দান। মৃত্যু আপন পাত্রে ভরিব যে যেই প্রাণ, সেই তো তোমার প্রাণ। বিশ্বজনের পায়ের তলে ধুলিময় যে ভূমি, সেই তো স্বর্গভূমি। বিশ্বজনের পায়ের তলে ধুলিময় যে ভূমি, সেই সংসারে তো আলো সেই তো তোমার আলো সকল দ্বন্দ্ব বিরোধ মাঝে জাগ্রত যে ভালো সেই তো তোমার ভালো আমার মুক্তি সর্বজনে মনের মাঝে দুঃখ বিপদ তুচ্ছ করা কঠিন কাজে বিশ্বভারত তুগো সারা আতমের গলি জ্বালা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো দিয়ে তবে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো রে তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে কথা না কয় ওরে ওরে ও বাবা কেউ কথা না কয় যদি সবাই থাকে মুখ ফিরায় সবাই করে ভয় যদি সবাই থাকে মুখ ফিরায় সবাই করে ভয় তবে পড়ার করে মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা বলো রে ও তুই মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা বলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি আলো না ধরে ওরে ওরে ও বাবা আলো না ধরে যদি ঘর বাগলে আধারাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে যদি ঘর বাগলে আধারাতে দুয়ার দেয় ঘরে তবে বজ্রা গলে আপন বুকের পাথর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে আপন বুকের পাথর জ্বালিয়ে নিয়ে একলা জলরে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো
PSH representatives like Dhruvoda, Gopandoda, Parthoda to come up on stage and share our thanks and also few tokens of appreciation to all our guest of honors. Please.
It's my honor to give this vote of thanks, and I would like to start first by thanking Mother Nature. Wasn't it a lovely day today? I will go in the reverse order. Thank you, Kamal Priyadi. Thank you, Raja. They are the two engines, the little engines that drive the cultural part of TSH. Whatever the occasion, we just reach out to them. Just to give you a little background, Kamal Priyadi was in Calcutta, India and in Santiniketan maybe 2 weeks back. She came back, we told her about the program, she pulled together all these volunteers, and thank you especially to the second generation. Please give a big hand of applause to them. And my dear second generations, if you are not realizing, this is what you have to carry forward, because all the people sitting on the front row, you can imagine how old, how aged. It's now your turn. So we are glad you participated, and it was a fantastic show, not just the participation. Thank you. Next, I would like to thank our two MCs for the show today. You won't believe we were running late. I'm sure you're not surprised, but they pulled it in. Thank you, Shani. Thank you, Mandakini. Great job. Thank you. Finally, I would like to thank Deblina and Shumita Di for those wonderful information, knowledge sharing that they provided. There is so much about Tagore. I cannot say much, neither any one of here individually, but what they brought into light, it was enlightening. Thank you very much. Now, we would like to present a small token of appreciation to our Consul General, Mr. Manjunath, to our Texas State Representative, Dr. Lalani, and our Bangladesh Association Chairman, Dr. Ahmed Zulfikar. Please.